Hi guys, from today we are starting a new series of building an enterprise grade Spring Boot application where I will be demonstrating real life use cases and coding practices which are being followed in industries. So without any further ado, let's start with building a skeleton first. So let's go to Spring Initializer first. Open first link. Let's choose Maven, language as Java, Spring Boot, let's say 345. Project metadata, let's say com.bytepint. Artifact, let's say we are building a task management application. So let's say TM. Again, task management backend service, let's say. Description, let's copy whatever is in the name. Package name is fine. Packaging is jar, and let's use Java 21, which is the latest LTS version. Let's add some dependency. So we will be creating a microservice, REST based. So we need a Spring Web. Then we need a Lombok, which is industry standard. And we need JPA, but let's add that dependency later on, because for that we have to configure a database and different things. So let's omit that for now. Before generating, let's explore if everything is fine. So I can see my metadata, snapshot, dependencies, plugins, and my source. Okay, so this main class is already created. Resources. This folder I don't need, so maybe I will be deleting it later on. And the test folder. So everything looks fine. Let's click a download. Let's download in the repo folder. Click save, and it is downloaded. Okay, so I have opened this project in IntelliJ. Let's try to run it. Okay, so started. Let's go to Chrome. Let's see. Okay, so if you see this error page, then everything is fine. Okay, so let's do some cleanup activity. So first of all, let's delete the unnecessary folders. So let's delete this static, templates. Okay, what else? REST, I think, are required as of now. We will see if we need to refactor the code again and all. And the second thing is in most of the Spring application, you will see this banner, right? But in the production grade application or enterprise level application, we don't need this banner because first thing, it is unnecessary. Second thing, it increases the startup time, right? So we need to disable it. So how we can disable it? Let's go to application properties and write spring.main.banner mode equal to off. Okay. So if I try to restart it now you will not see that banner. Okay. Okay. So next thing. So in the production or enterprise level application, you need to filter out some packages, right? So we know how Spring works. Spring initially scan all the packages, and whenever or wherever they found, wherever Spring would find a bean or service or control or whatever, it will try to instantiate it, right? So that is very costly operation. So what we do, we use a annotation servlet component scan, and we define what we want to scan. So for our case, it is only com.bytepint.tm. So whatever class are there in this particular package, those classes should be scanned by Spring Boot. Because let's say in the future, if we will be using some library or some other package, and then we don't want to we don't want Spring to scan everything, right? So it is always best practice to define this package name in the servlet component scan annotation. Now let's create some controller. So rather than creating a hello world controller, let's try to create something meaningful, right? So right, in the in today's time, nobody is writing a standalone application, right? We are working in a containerized environment. So either we will be deploying it in a Kubernetes or some ECS cluster. So for that, we required an endpoint which our Kubernetes service can continuously check if my application is working or not, right? So for that, let's try to create a health check controller. Okay, so health check controller. It will be a simple controller. So first of all, like let's annotate it with REST controller. Okay. Next thing is request mapping. So let's say it will be like health, right? Now what next? So we need to create a getter method. So like public response entity of let's say string, okay, and health check, and it will just return like okay, right? Annotated with @get mapping, and path, let's say check. Okay, so my REST endpoint will be application slash health slash check. Let's try to let's first restart it so that this endpoint is visible. And let's go to Chrome and let's say health check. Okay, I can see okay, so it is working fine. That's it for today. But before closing off, let's commit the changes. So okay, I don't have a Git repository, so let's init first. Now Git repository is initiated. Anyway, we'll see what is it. Now, if I say Git status, I should see something, right? Okay. Git add all. Now, if I say Git status, I can say Git attribute, Git ignore, Maven's, POM, all the new things. Okay, fine. Let's add a meaningful message. So, ideally in your project, how you will be committing? First, it will be your Jira ID. So for our, let's say byte paint, so let's say BP, and here it will be your some Jira ID. For our case, let's say X, and the meaningful message. So what we have done, we have created a basic skeleton or initialized the project. So let's say project init, then enter, and yeah, that's it. Further, we need to push it to some Git repository, but I haven't created any GitHub account or anything for that. So maybe I will be creating that first and then we will push the changes. But for now, my changes are committed. Next, we will be creating service layers, models, configs, repository, and other things. So subscribe and press the bell icon for further informative videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.